guys, and welcome back to another racing game review. This is the Grand Tour video game based off of the Grand Tour show. And what is really cool about this one is they have a somewhat seamless transition from when it goes from show to game. You can actually watch the episodes, I believe, on this game. But so we're gonna do the beginning part. I have played this before. I actually played it a little bit yesterday. I was doing some streams, and when I went to watch them, I found out the audio was all messed up, so I had to do them again. So yesterday I had issues with either the control. I don't think it was the controller itself, but for one thing, I mentioned when I was playing the Gravel video, or the Gravel game, that my PlayStation 4's fan kicked on. For some reason, when I started this game, it kicked on, and then it turned off again, like after about 10 seconds. So, I don't know why it's doing that. It hardly ever kicks on the fan. So, but I have not played this game in quite a while. So, the way that this game did things was this is season 1, episode 1. This is season 2, episode 1, and then season 3 they had 13 episodes. And the way they did it was the game updated as the shows were released. So I only played the first level, and then these ones were not out yet until they released on Amazon Prime. And then so the next week this show came out, so this was available on the game, and then the next week this one came out and was available on the game. So I have not played these yet because season 3 was not completely out yet when I stopped playing it. So and this one, I definitely wanted to play this one because I actually have a Dodge Challenger. It's not a Demon though, like this one shows. But I do love those cars, and I have one. I have an RT, which is the smallest V8. So anyway, we're gonna go back to this one. This one is, I've played this a few times, so I actually know how to play it now. The thing about this game is there's no explanation to how to play. Not really. So you have to kind of learn as you go, and there is a learning curve to how the cars drive. They drive differently than any racing game I've ever played. So we're going to go to play from start. So you can actually watch the show. I don't know if you saw beneath it where it said play from start. You can actually watch the show as if you're not even playing, you just want to watch it. So as you can see across the bottom, there's a bar, and there's splits in the bar. So if you fast forward, like right now it has fast forward, it'll fast forward to the end of that bar. And then you do another one. It's not loaded yet. There we go. It'll fast forward to the end of that bar. And watch how this transition is. It's pretty cool, actually. So I'm going to fast forward, and it says get ready. So this is the show. And then that's the game. So it's actually the way they transition it is not bad. They have boosts like Need for Speed, which I'm not a fan of, actually. I like the realistic games, not the arcadey games, and this is definitely aimed at being an arcadey game. Also, I do have vision issues. I had an eye injury at work, so my right eye the vision is distorted. And so I can't see, especially I can't even see the curves coming up, a lot of it. And so I'm having issues seeing the curves, because it's almost like the road is almost the same color as the desert, so it's hard to see. Okay, now let's go straight. But see how then it just turns into almost a seamless transition, which is just really cool. It's something I've never really seen a game do. Actually, I don't want to say never really. I've never seen a game transition from show to game like that. So it's loading, so I cannot fast forward. There we go. So basically the end of that bar beneath Jeremy Clarkson's head is where you start racing again. So driving that Mustang at high speeds, it barely wanted to steer. And then once you got to a certain spot, it was a little bit more twitchy. These cars here, of course, they handle a lot better because they're supercars, but this game, like I said, it takes a learning curve. There is a learning curve to it. And also, the way that game is set up is drifting is faster to go around curves than doing it like how you would with a race car on a track. Drifting is faster to go around the curves, and until you learn that, you're gonna fail at a lot of wow. You're gonna fail at a lot of challenges until you figure that out, because I could not get past. I was taking these curves like perfect, and I was losing, and I'm like, how am I losing? Like, I'm doing this perfect. The drifting is really weird. It takes a while for you to pull back out of it, and it's just like Need for Speed, where you start the drift, and then when you try to back out of it, you can't just overcorrect and get out of it. You have to like straighten the car out while it's in a drift. It's really weird. So I'm not a fan of that. And it is a little twitchy. Not bad, but it's twitchy. Okay, come on. My fan is kicking on again on the PlayStation, so. Okay. Here's another. Okay, there we go. So, there's a few different race modes on this that, I mean, it just does a normal race like that, where it's just a point A to point B, and then there's a track coming up. It's almost like Mario Kart, where they have the power-ups and stuff, but it's almost all boost. So, it's boost, and there's a texting one that puts the text up on your screen, and it slows your car down, almost to block your vision. You can still drive, but it's hard to see. You'll see it. It'll probably happen to me. So, but it's a lot like Mario Kart, how they do it. So yesterday I was having issues. I actually raced this race twice, and the first time was actually really good, and then the second, because I was having issues with the streaming, the second time was terrible. Like the way the car handled was terrible. So we're gonna see how this one turns out. So far, it's not bad. See, you can't just pull out of the drift. You have to like straighten the drift out. It's really weird. Like I said, it's a lot like Need for Speed, and then like I'm still drifting even though I didn't hit the button again. Like once you straighten out, the drifting goes away, but if you do not straighten out, it just continues to drift. And it just reminds me of Need for Speed. Oh, that was me. I misjudged that turn. So another thing, I do have animals. I have cats and dogs. You will probably hear them in the background here and there, because right now they are running around. So they're being a pain in the butt right now. One of them just likes to hear himself meow, so you might hear him a lot in my videos. But and I had issues with this turn right here for a long time. Okay, so yeah, the fan on the PlayStation 4 is going. It's not full speed, but it's going. Okay, so that one wasn't bad. I didn't have any issues with the car itself or the e-brake. I was having issues with the e-brake before yesterday. Like I said, the first time I ran that race, it was fine. The second time, it wasn't. And also, the first time I did this race, it was mostly fine. But once I got to James May's car, it was just all over the place, and it was not my fault. I mean, honestly, it was not my fault. The controller was just not reacting, or the game wasn't reacting to my inputs on the controller, I should say. And then when I tried to do it again, Hammond's car was acting up, and also Jeremy Clarkson's car was acting up when they were both fine the first time. So, and then James May's car worked better the second time than it did the first time. So I have no idea. Okay, so far his is working pretty good. I mean, I'm going back and forth real quick just to see if the controller works. That's why I was getting kind of twitchy. Okay. See, today everything's working. I don't want to, knock on wood. Everything's working pretty good. So, I mean, it's not bad. I'm not having, like, the e-brake so far is working. It's not having a delayed reaction. So, yeah, so far, I mean, this is a totally different experience than I was having yesterday. It was having some issues yesterday. And I have no idea why. Everything right now is working pretty good. I mean, I'm a little twitchy on the controller. It is a little bit of a learning curve, like I said. Yep. Okay. And I got silver. Honestly, like, I'm really good at racing games, but I was never good at drift competitions on racing games. So, I mean, I've gotten the gold before on this. I've beaten everything. Everything that I've played, I have gotten the gold trophies on. But, I'm not a drifting person. I like to power slide and stuff, like play around, but I don't do the drifting, like dedicated drifting. So here's his car, and I was having a lot of issues with his yesterday, so we'll see what happens. It was just the controller was just not reacting. Okay, so far, okay. That was probably me getting out of there too early, out of the drift, I mean. See, this one's, it's not drifting this, oh, okay, now I'm having, okay, it's having trouble with steering a little bit. Just a little bit. Not now. It's just that one, like right where I said okay, it was giving me issues. Right now it's okay. But I don't know why it's doing it. But so far, so right now it's I was pulling left and it straightened out. And see, it's okay. It's like it's trying to pull me off the track. And then like that, when I went off the track, it was like steering back onto it on its own. It's really weird. I don't get why it's like that. See, I got a gold on this. How did I get a gold when I was I was all over the place? Yeah, so with his car, the game was having issues. I was putting inputs in the controller and it just was not working in spots. It was better than yesterday, but it's still it's not good. So, and then there's a race between all four of them coming up right now, and I chose Jeremy Clarkson's, and I was having issues with all three cars. I mean, I was having issues with this race. So we'll see what happens. Okay. And so there's the texting thing. It slows you down, so now my steering's all weird because I'm expecting to be faster. And I have boost, but there's nowhere to do it. Oh, I hit the button twice. I was holding it and nothing happened. And then there's that. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, okay, so it gave it to the red car. There's a texting thing. So that crash right there, I want to say it was probably 50% me. Oh, you got that one, you jerk. It was probably 50% me and 50% the game, honestly. Like, it was just... The game is not reacting. It's doing kind of the same thing it did yesterday, where it's reacting... It's just throwing me off the track. And I'm not getting the power-ups either. It's just, like I said, it's like Mario Kart. You have to hit them. And like I said, I have a vision problem. I think I don't know if I said that on this video yet. I have a vision problem from an eye injury at work. So I really cannot see things very well. Okay, so I have thrust now. See, it's just... Okay. I didn't even hit the brakes for that one. Come on. Oh, come on. I crashed again. You can't... Once you hit the boost, you just can't do anything about it. And there's nowhere on this track to boost. It's terrible. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. Oh man, the drifting is terrible. It's not acting the same as it did the first time around, even though it's the same car. See, look at this. It's just throwing me off the track. It was steering. Wow, it was in a drift on the side of the track. Okay, I'll try getting this. There we go. Can I win? Can I win? Maybe I win. There we go. Jeez. Like I said, like for some reason when I was in May's car and when all three cars were on the track, the controller input was just not being recognized by the game sometimes, it seemed like. I don't know if it's part of the game or it's just trying to throw you off a little bit, or if it's actually having trouble recognizing what you're doing. And honestly, I don't remember it having a ton of issues when I played it the first time, so they might have did an update in the past couple of years. I don't know. It's not good though. And then this one's the electric one. I had trouble. They don't tell you how to do it. So all you gotta do is rev match basically.
3, 2, 1, go!
That's all you gotta do. You just have to hit it in the green, and then once they say go, you just hold it down. And I didn't know that the first time. I revved it up and it was like, oh, too high, so I let off. And then by that time the race had started, and I was like, oh, I'm supposed to rev it up to the green. So, but honestly, this game here, it's very arcadey. I don't like that. I expected it to be realistic. I'm not an arcade racing game person like Need for Speed. I used to play them. They used to be fun, but I think they got too out of hand, my opinion. So I'm not a fan of it. This game here, it's like the graphics are decent, but the gameplay is just too arcadey for me. So I would actually rate this, especially the control issues like that. I just can't get over that. So I would rate this, honestly, probably about a 6 out of 10, maybe a 6.5. It's the controls. Like I said, I played this yesterday just to I was trying to do a stream and it wasn't working. The audio wasn't working right, or I didn't have it set up right, I should say. So I'm gonna pause right here. So that was the problem I was having, was the audio. But the when I used Jeremy Clarkson's car and then when I used Hammond's car, everything worked pretty good. And then I used May's car and it was all over the place. I could not, like, if I was holding left, it was just going straight. It was just doing all sorts of stuff that it just did not want to work right. And then when I did the race with all three cars, it did the same thing. It was the same way. And then so I tried doing something different with the stream, because the first stream I didn't know the audio was messed up, but I figured maybe the game was messing up, so I restarted it and did another stream. And when I did the second stream, when I did Clarkson and Hammond's car, they were worse than they were the first time. And then May's car was actually not that bad. So they like flip-flopped. And then when I raced all three cars together, it was still kind of bad. So this time around, it's a completely different. The first two cars were pretty good, and then when I got to May's car, it was kind of bad. And then I don't know. It was like the same as the first time almost. But the second time was a complete flip-flop, where the cars that acted crappy were acting pretty good, and then the cars that were good were acting crappy. So it's so hit or miss, and the controls are a little weird. The driving has a learning curve to it. So like I said, I give it a 6 out of 10. It's maybe a 6.5. It's not a good game. Maybe $10. If you bought it for $10, it might be worth it. It's actually worth it more for, if you don't have Amazon Prime, you can watch the show. So you can watch at least one episode of season 1 and one episode of season 2, and then 13 episodes of season 3. I believe it's the full episodes. I'm not sure, but yeah. So that would be the reason to buy this game for more than $10, would be to watch the show. Other than that, though, I don't know. It's just, they tried, but I don't know. It's like I said, it's like a cross between a realistic racing game Need for Speed and Mario Kart. It's just there's too much going on, and the cars don't handle very good. So, in my opinion, it's a 6 or 6.5 out of 10. So, if you disagree with me, leave a comment down below. Let me know why. I would be happy to have a conversation or even do a follow-up video that brings up all the comments and all the disagreements that people have with me on my choices. I'd be happy to do that. I'll probably do that after I get done or before I actually rank them, fully, and then rank them, which one's first, second, and third best out of all the games and stuff. So yeah, let me know. Send me a message, leave me a comment down below. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. And check out all the other videos on my channel. I'm going to be doing some more racing game reviews. So I'd really appreciate it. Like and subscribe. And like I said, check out everything on my channel if you would like. It's if you're bored, there's a lot of stuff on there. I got like 100 videos. I'm trying to upload stuff every day. I'm trying to guarantee once every 2 days, but lately I've been doing once every day. So just trying to get a lot of stuff out there. I don't know how much I'll be able to do for summertime because I'll have like yard work to do and stuff, and mowing the lawn and all that stuff is going to take up more time. Like I have more time now than I will in the summertime, I think. So in the summertime I might slow down to once every 2 days, but we'll see. So, but if you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. Thank you very much for watching, and like and subscribe if you would like. And I will see you on the next one.